There was plenty I was looking forward to this season. Cunha in a United shirt, how Sesko settled in, how good Mbeumo was, but one thing I was particularly excited for was seeing Mbeumo and Amad and how they played together on that right flank. Now, we haven't seen that partnership flourishing in every game so far, but I tell you what, they've now shown exactly what we want to see more of, and I'm going to explain it and break it down in this video. Now make sure you subscribe if you're new for daily United videos. I've been looking forward to be able to do a video on this, on Amad, on Mbeumo, and the beginnings of their partnership, because so far this season we haven't seen it flourish in every game. Sometimes they've been occupying the same spaces, but I'll tell you what, and I'm reminding you this ahead of the game against City. Against Burnley, we saw them really work well together. I'm going to pull up some examples here. Big up to James Alcott using the JLA Tactics board, so you can follow the link in the description if you want to get involved and grab yourself it. It's free. It's good. But yeah, I think of all the partnerships that I could have seen this season, you know, you've got Cunha and Dorgu on the left-hand side, which is beginning. I think I was most excited about Mbeumo and Amad, because Amad is exciting as a right wing back, but he hasn't had that partner in the right wing position, but he's got him now. So let me run through a few examples here from the Burnley game. You can let me know what you think in the comments. But this here is a perfect starting example, because here you've got Amad over there. You've got Mbeumo really occupying a central position. Now, in a lot of these games so far for United, they've both ended up sort of standing on each other's toes in that sort of area, haven't they? Here's an example of them absolutely not doing that. Amad makes the forward run, goes down here. You can see that the ball is going to be coming back from Cunha to Amad into that space here, whilst Mbeumo is staying very central to make that run there, right? Skip along to the next frame. Amad, he's beaten his man. He goes down the outside. And Mbeumo's still occupying the central position. They're not standing on each other's toes. But this one in particular, I think, is a really good example, because it's very, very different to what I just showed you there. So in this example here, Mbeumo is actually the deeper player, whilst Amad is off down the wing. He's making that run there, whilst Mbeumo has gone the opposite and actually dropped deeper. It's a little bit of a different scenario. Let's go forward a frame, and you can see that Amad then ends up checking his run back here. And by doing so, right, Mbeumo, he's now holding his run. Amad's now running back towards the ball. And you can see here that Amad then tries to find Mbeumo with the pass inside. But it's a good example of them understanding when to drop, when to go forward, to complement each other, to be a partnership rather than standing on each other's toes. Another really good example here of Mbeumo dropping deeper and how Amad creates a space for him, right? So, this example here. You've got Mbeumo right there, and you've got Amad really hugging that touchline. Really, really nice, high and wide. And by doing that, he drags the defender away. And what that creates is a massive amount of space for Mbeumo over here. So he drops deeper, he drops into it, because Amad's really gone down the line and taken the defender away from him. And by doing that, it creates an opportunity for Mbeumo to cut back inside and ping an absolutely delicious ball right across the pitch. Remember this pass? That ball there is like a 40-yard pass the whole way down to a certain Diogo Dalot that you can't quite see because he's off camera, into that space there. So there's different scenarios where sometimes they're overlapping each other. Sometimes Mbeumo is dropping deeper. And sometimes Amad, that's the wrong one. Amad, wrong one. Bloody hell. Too many screenshots. This one here, where Amad's really, really holding his width. That's what a partnership does. That's what I wanted to see from them so far, but it's been a little bit stop-start. An interesting one as well is this, which is something completely different. Because in this scenario, Amad's actually the central one, and Mbeumo's over there out wide. They've switched positions. Completely switched. That's exactly what I mean. They have that ability, and they need to do that more often. And in this scenario, Amad then turns and finds his man. Finds Mbeumo out wide. I do genuinely think that this partnership between Amad and Mbeumo is, I'd say is it the one that's got the highest ceiling in the club? I don't know whether I want to describe it as that. But down that right-hand side, so far this season, there's been occasions where they've stepped on each other's toes because they naturally make the same runs. Naturally, when they both go to that wide position, they like to cut inside on their left foot and get towards that edge of the box. This sort of position, right? Let's run through this again. That exact scenario there is where we've seen so far this season, on more than one occasion, kind of Mbeumo hanging about in this area here. And Amad, instead of making this run, right? Instead of making that run back outside there and then down the line, which is kind of what you would traditionally do as a wing back, he's always wanted to cut inside there because that's Amad's natural role, because that's what Amad was doing a lot of the times from that inside forward position last season. I still don't know whether Amad and Mbeumo will work in the long term on that right-hand side, but I think it's got massive potential. And people talk about Amad being stifled and held back by playing in that position. But I would disagree with it, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I think if you're looking at how United have played so far this season, our wing-backs haven't been as attacking and as aggressive as we want them to be because we're not at the end game yet in terms of how we're playing. But in most scenarios, going forward anyway, the wing-back is the one that's in space, because it's very difficult to mark a front two, front three, and the wing-backs that are really, as you see sometimes, go to this one again. This is why the importance of width, man. And I think Ruben Amorim spoke about it as well, about stretching a team. That's exactly what's going on here. By creating that gap up there, right? By holding that position there on that wing. Got that magnifying glass on. And then Amad's over there. You just stretch a defense. It creates gaps that you can then run through. Yeah. I just wanted to speak about it because this is the one I've been waiting to see flourish. If we're looking at City, if the Arsenal game is the template, then Amorim's probably going to be starting Dalot as the right wing back. There is a chance that he actually starts Mazraoui as the right wing back as well. It depends on how worried he is. Who's going to be playing as the left wing forward for City? Is Cherki injured? I think he might be. Oscar Bob, he plays on the right. He played on the right-hand side against Brighton. Don't quite know who their front three is going to be, I'll be totally honest. But anyway, I just wanted to run through that. It's a very top-level analysis. But against Burnley, we saw Mbeumo and Amad complement each other on the pitch. All right, you're running forward, I'll drop deep. Oh, you're dropping deep, I'll run forward. Oh, let's switch positions. That takes time to get that, but we started to see the beginnings of it. And I hope it continues against City and for the rest of the season.